This is Book Talk with Corbin. I'm your host. Normally, most times, what I do is talk about a book. And I'm going to do that. This is one of the rare times when I'm not going to do that. At some later point, I am going to bring to you some books I think you should read in reference to what I'm about to talk about. What I'm about to talk about is Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson. He is an educator, Pan Africanist. He has, over the years, been raising millions and millions of dollars for a school, an all-black school he plans on establishing. I think at one point he was looking to establish the school maybe in an African nation such as Liberia or Ghana. And now it looks as if he's doing this school in the United States. And there has been some criticism about Dr. Umar Johnson and raising the money. So I'm going to sort of throw my 2 cents into this whole thing. First thing I want to say is, I said it to Dr. Umar Johnson, I have a lot of respect for what you're doing. I don't agree with everything you say and do. I have my disagreements with you, but I unquestionably do respect you. And one reason why I really respect you is that when a person goes, what I say goes deep, or goes deep and hard into the paint, you're going to get criticism, you're going to get some knocks, you're going to get some bruises, a couple of times you're going to fall to the ground. And that's with anybody. Any highly successful people, that's what's going to happen to them. I don't care what they do, how they do it. If they're highly successful, the crabs are going to grab at you. And I mean, that's just going to happen. So when I start hearing about a bunch of these broke folk talking smack about you, it didn't surprise me. Secondly, I want to say this to Dr. Umar Johnson. I know when, and you know better than anybody, let's face the facts. You're part of the 1-2%. You're part of that 1-2% who said, hey, I'm going to pursue this vision, and I'm going to work hard to pursue this vision. You're like a Frank Stanley. You're like a John Johnson. You're like a Jack Johnson. You're like an Elon Musk. I mean, you're a rare breed. You're one of the 1-2%, and it's going to happen. It's going to be impossible for you, and you know this better than anybody. I really don't even know why I'm sharing it with you, but you're not going to be able to make everybody happy. But you got to stay on task. Here's the third thing I want to say to Dr. Umar Johnson. Doc, I hope that a lot of that money you have, that you make sure that an accountant goes over your books on a regular basis, and that you start an endowment. You've got to start an endowment, brother. You've got to start an endowment. Here in Louisville, Kentucky, we have an asset management company called Capital Guidance, or Guidance Capital. But you can email me, and I'll get you the website, and I'll put you in touch with some of the people I know at that asset management company. You need to start an endowment, brother. Bare minimum, you need about $1.5–2 million in your endowment. That endowment's going to create passive income for you. It's not going to be possible for you to run a school without an endowment. You cannot run a school based 100% on tuition. In other words, tuition covering everything. And you definitely can't be running a school where, okay, here's where you fall short. Here's the tuition money that's coming in. Here's where you've fallen short in the expenses and the debts and all. So you got to go out and pound the pavement, get grants and do lectures and that kind of stuff. That's not going to do it. You got to have an endowment, brother. It's part of all that you're doing. Tuition, donations, fundraising, grants. You need an endowment. You need an endowment. And you contact me at urbanlouisvillechess@yahoo.com, and I'll be more than happy to give you the name of this company that I use. Now, I don't have an endowment. I do have an account, and it does create some passive income for me. And this has been a great company, very ethical company. And I can arrange for you a private, confidential meeting between you and this group. But you got to have an endowment, brother. And here's the final thing I want to say. To folks who are his critics, if he's doing something illegal, obviously you should point it out to him. Hey, brother, this is illegal, and you don't want to do anything illegal. If you think he's mismanaging the funds, and say, well, hey, brother, here's how you're mismanaging the funds, and here's what you can do to correct it. But these attacks, I think these attacks are completely and totally unwise. Let's just put it that way. I think they're unwise. I think a lot of people need to back up off Dr. Umar and, cut him some slack. And we need to step in to be a helping hand. Because what he started, it's really quite amazing. And I know there are other independent black schools out there. And I think they're great. And I think they should be supported, uplifted, embraced. And that includes Dr. Umar Johnson's school effort. So that's just my 2% right there. This is Book Talk with Corbin. I'm your host. Go to my website, booktalkwithcorbin.com. Check out some of the podcasts and the videos. I have videos at YouTube, Book Talk with Corbin. Check them out. I have a Facebook page with the same name. Check them out, subscribe. And Dr. Umar Johnson, if you're listening, I'd love to interview you for my podcast, Book Talk with Corbin.